Well, hello, Life Point Youth. Pastor Josh here. Can't wait to see you tomorrow for our services. But before we get into all of what we have going on tomorrow, man, let's take a look back at where we were on Wednesday night. We closed out our Stepping Out portion of the Bible engagement project. It's volume 3. It was an awesome time. If you weren't there, man, you hopefully you checked out the Facebook and YouTube replay. If you were here, man, thank you so much for being here, even on a snow day. I hope you guys have enjoyed all of that time, man. It was like, 5 days, including the weekend that you guys had consecutively off. Like, that is awesome, man. That's so cool. But I just wanted to take a few moments here on your Saturday to just go over and kind of recap where we are at with our message. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully you remember, hopefully you went back, hopefully you took notes, all of that stuff, because it was a really cool thing. We got to look at Joshua. We actually skipped 3 books of the Bible and went straight to Joshua chapter 6, right at the Battle of Jericho, right before. And we see Joshua gets these weird instructions, right? It was a military battle that they were about to go into. It was really a war that they were about to engage in. Jericho was at the very front of the promised land that was promised to Moses and the Israelites from the last generation. We'll talk about them in a minute. But it's just really interesting when God is talking to Joshua about the battle strategy, the plans that he has, because none of it included any strategy for a military. He asks for the Israelites to just walk around Jericho 6 times on 6 days. 6 days. So once a day, he's going to ask them to walk around Jericho, and then on the 7th day, they were going to walk around 7 times. That doesn't make any sense if you're going into a battle to walk around. It would be really weird. We talked about, if you were about to get into a fight and somebody started circling you, you would probably be really, really confused and very unintimidated by that. And it comes to this thing of God's instructions setting up miracles. A lot of times, especially in what we've read so far with the Genesis and Exodus stories, is this thing of God setting the stage for miracles to happen and for him to get the glory because of it. God's instructions purposely didn't have a military strategy. He wanted to see the obedience of the Israelites, and he wanted to be able to see if they would obey him, and he was going to take care of the rest. His instructions, if God is placing something on your heart, if he is calling you into something, if he is giving you instructions for what you're to do next in your life, man, it's going to set up a miracle, and it's going to set up a blessing. It's going to set up what he has promised you. He's not just going to place things in your heart and then, just leave it there. He's going to work and he's going to move, and I think that is awesome. Like I said, we were going to talk about the last generation with Moses. And, when you think of the story of Jericho, the battle of Jericho that these guys were going to have, the last generation there's no way that they would have been able to experience this. And why was that? Well, we read a couple of weeks ago that they couldn't even be trusted with gathering enough food for manna to be able to have on the Sabbath day. They thought that God was this being that they could have control of and that they could utilize when they needed it. And then when they experienced their first hardships, and they were the first to go to God and say, it's because of you that you've done this. It's because of you. Man, you're trying to kill us and we want to go back to Egypt. All these crazy things. They had zero fight in them. And I think that it brings in this second point, right, of God wanting to see us move like this generation of Israelites did. They obeyed and they followed the instructions to a T. God wants us to play our part. We have to play our part in what God is doing. We can't just sit back and wait for things to happen. We can't just sit back and wait on God to move. We have to work with God, not just wait for God to work for us. That's an incredible thing of partnership. And I think that really it encapsulates this entire story, this God wants to work with us. He wants to move in our lives. He wants to work and collaborate with us. You know, in the same way that musicians get together, maybe some of your favorite songs are with, collaborations, and you have those featuring with the parentheses and things like that. Like, God wants that for us. He doesn't just want to move and work, and he also doesn't want us to do all the work either. He wants to collaborate so that we can actually experience what he has for us, and we can experience it to the fullest extent of what he's wanting. God was going to promise this land to the people, and it was going to happen. And it just took a generation of people who were actually going to listen, obey, and play their part to be able to experience what God had for them. And I think that is really the thing, that if there's one piece of this that you can gather and hold on to, it's that God wants to work with us and he wants to work for us, but we have to do our part as well in his plans to make it happen. Otherwise, we're going to wait on God, and God is going to be asking more of us, and we're never going to get anywhere. Man, I think that it's so cool. I love being able to be with you guys on Wednesday nights. If you haven't been here, maybe you haven't checked anything out, make sure to go back on our Facebook, YouTube, podcasting, any of our social media platform. You'll be able to find our messages and be able to experience that. We're also here every Wednesday at 6:30. It's an awesome time together, and we are so excited for this upcoming Wednesday as we start a new series. It's a brand new month. It's going to be awesome. But tomorrow is actually a fifth Sunday. It's a generation service, so we want everybody to be together for that. So there won't be any junior high, but you can still see me around. I'll still be hanging out, and you can still say what's up, and we'll be good. We'll start up with junior high again at the first of the month. Like I said, if you don't follow us yet, make sure to hit like, follow, subscribe, wherever platform you're on, so that you don't miss out on what we have, because we have a ton of content every single week that you can engage in. But as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope you guys have a great day. Well, hello, and thank you so much for watching our video today. Before you go, if you'd like to stay connected, you can like our Facebook page or follow us on Instagram at LPYouthAZ. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you do not miss another LifePoint Youth video. We also have our midweek service in a podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and you can find it by searching LifePoint Youth Audio Podcast and listen anywhere on the go. For more information regarding service times and events that are happening, visit us at lifepointaz.com/youth. Thank you so much again, and have a blessed day.